to come visit here. I have had one of the best times and one of the finest places I've ever ridden, and it's a place that you need to come ride. They have wonderful trails down by the river. You can't ride them all, just trail after trail. The facilities are perfect. The campground, you couldn't ask for anything more. Enjoy this episode of Best of America by Horseback and put this place on your bucket list. I'm Tom C. Sit back and relax. We'll be right back.
On this episode of Best of America by Horseback, we are visiting a family-owned and operated horse campground in Missouri's Ozark Mountains, Pinecrest Campground and Cabins in Salem. Ethan and Marie Tuttle purchased the campground 3 years ago and have worked tirelessly to make their campground a place where families are welcome and guests feel special. It is a well-managed, clean facility where you can just relax and enjoy the quiet serenity of this peaceful location. Or you can be as active as you like, with access to over 100 miles of trails in the Ozark National Scenic Riverways for horseback riding and hiking, and access to the current river for fishing and water activities.
We are here in southern Missouri in the Ozarks. We've got the beautiful river, of course, close to us, which is nice because it gives you a chance to hike. You can go fishing. We've got the state park close to us.
You ride out of this campground, what can they see? The locals tell us there's over 100 miles of trails here. There's some loops you can make. There's long rides. You can ride from camp down to Acres Ferry, which is about 18 miles just one way. It's a good ride. You also have trails here that anybody can ride. Yeah, we have good logging roads that are wide. Tell us where we're going to be riding today. What are we going to see? We'll be riding down past Schaefer Springs, which is just a mile behind the campground, right out the back. And then we'll ride up on a ridge by some rock bluffs. And along our trails, we've got a lot of pine trees, oaks. There's redbuds and dogwoods that you'll see. Different times of year, there's lots of different colors. You know, in the spring, you see a lot of different wildflowers. And in the fall, we get a lot of different colors. You know, out there along the river, there's a lot of beautiful rock bluffs you can see. And you'll see fly fishermen out there fishing on the river and kayakers floating down.
Guests told us one of their favorite trails out of the Pinecrest Campground is a 10-mile loop trail that crosses the river several times. The water is crystal clear, and deep white sand lines both sides of the river. Riders often spot bald eagles and other wildlife along the beaches and bluffs. There are many spots along this trail to take a break, have lunch, fish, or just relax along the river before returning back to camp. Trails leading out of the campground go through both private and public lands. Another trail out of camp takes riders to the historic Susie Nichols cabin near Schaefer Springs in Park Hollow. The park has preserved this cabin, barn, and outbuildings built by John and Susie Nichols in 1910. Susie Nichols lived in this cabin until her death in 1959. The cabin never had electricity, and the only water source is a nearby spring. There are tie rails where riders can tie up and walk through the cabin and barns. Ethan and Marie are known for their hospitality and customer service. When a customer needs something, they try their best to accommodate them, often going above and beyond.
I noticed the other night when we got into camp, someone was using a GPS that got them lost. And so I was going out to look for them. Ethan says, I'll go with you. He'd put in a full day. Didn't hesitate to jump in the truck. He said, let's go find them, let's go help. And I found out that is the way you guys are. You help everybody. And when you called to see where he was sort of mumbling on the phone. Well, we went for a little ride to find somebody who's lost, and they're 20 or 30 or 40 miles away, and you didn't mind a bit. You guys are really sincere about looking after your guests.
We feel that anybody that's here visiting with us, it's our responsibility to take care of their needs. Once they're here, they're our responsibility. We want to make sure that they stay as comfortable and everything's provided for. And yes, even if they haven't made it here yet, it's still our responsibility to make sure they get here safely.
But you welcome it.
Yes, we do.
Are you surprised that so many people sort of adopt you and Ethan? This is their second home, or one person said they've ridden here every weekend for, I don't know, a year or something. Does that surprise you, the dedication they give back to you guys?
I have to say, since we've been here, people have been very welcoming, have made us feel at home, and we appreciate every person that is here. That's why we try to do as much as we can for them.
You're watching Best of America by Horseback's visit to Pinecrest Campground and Cabins in Salem, Missouri. Best of America by Horseback is in the Ozarks, riding with viewers at the Pinecrest Campground and Cabins in Salem, Missouri. Owned and operated by Ethan and Marie Tuttle, this family campground offers large shaded campsites with water and electric hookups, covered horse stalls, and access to over 100 miles of trails. The horse trails here vary from wide forest logging roads and open fields that any level rider can enjoy to more challenging single-track trails through the mountains. Besides improving the campsites, stalls, and bathhouses in the campground, Ethan and Marie have a large pavilion with a full kitchen and outdoor patio area with a fire pit for their guests. The facilities are perfect for riding clubs or groups to host activities or events during the year. Ethan and Marie host several annual rides, as well as holiday events and bluegrass music.
Halloween, we have a big annual ride where everybody decorates their trailers.
We have a haunted trail,
Yeah, we
bobbing
do
for apples with the horses. And
very first year we bought the campground, we had someone come to us and want to create a ride called the Abbey Ride. And it went towards this little girl that had medical bills, and then we've continued that every year, and we call it the Abbey Ride, and that's actually coming up next weekend. But every year they choose a different family with, you know, a small child with medical needs.
The entire family helps out with activities and fun events scheduled throughout the year. You can see their full schedule of upcoming events on their website, pinecrestcampground.com, under the Events tab. During our ride at Pinecrest Campground and Cabins, Ethan and Marie hosted a dinner for our riders that was the highlight of the weekend.
What are we going to have for dinner tonight? Pulled pork, smoked pulled pork, ribs.
hash brown potatoes, we've got green beans, we have cornbread casserole, banana delight.
Pork that's going to be on tonight, you were preparing it yesterday. Yep. So this is not a microwave deal? No, it's been on the smoker all day. That brings them back too, doesn't it? Yeah. The food. Yep.
Tom and the staff had time to enjoy our guests and get to know new riders we hadn't met before. Gladstone surprised Tom and Pat with a handmade memory quilt she made for their anniversary. Music was provided by Just Us. Ethan enjoyed dancing with Marie, daughters, and grandkids throughout the evening. Even the littlest camper got into the music. Ethan and Marie have seen a steady increase in their business and are expanding the campground with additional campsites and covered horse stalls.
Are you ever going to be satisfied you finally got it right, or are you just going to keep adding to and tweaking?
Oh, well, I'll have to have something to do when I get everything done, so I'll probably never be done. So, yeah, we'll probably keep changing things.
It'll still be a while before we get everything completed.
We're already
on our
redoing
list.
the shower house we redid because I wanted to change things a little bit, so.
You can see Marie's personal touch all around the campground with fresh flowers and fun decorations.
You absolutely love it, the people and the campground, don't you?
Yes, I do, and this is an absolutely beautiful area. We've met some wonderful people.
What's on your hidden agenda you haven't told Marie about that you want to add to the campground? Cabins?
Well, we did add new sites over there where I had pictured my house, but now we have new sites over there. So.
Oh, I just sneak in a few sites here and there every once in a while. Oh.
Well, I did tell him I love the size that we're at right now. I like being able to know the people when they come in, building a relationship with everyone. I feel that if we get too big, you can't take care of your people and you don't get to know them as well. Being the size that we are able to get out and visit with everybody and get to know everybody. And
If riding clubs want to come for an event here, you've got the pavilion, you've got the tables, you've got the kitchen facilities, you've got the showers. How many stalls and campsites do you have?
Right now we have 63 campsites and 98 stalls.
So for the groups that want to come in, you welcome riding groups to come in and visit and have fundraisers or events here.
Yep.
Even though the campsite is beautiful, the part of Missouri here is beautiful, the facilities are excellent. This whole place is really a reflection on the two of you. Don't see any people coming through wild events. It's a family place that you can feel comfortable at. That reflects on the values the two of you have. Is that fairly accurate?
yes, it is. We've tried very hard to make this a family-friendly campground.
Added playground equipment.
So we realize a lot of women come out here in small groups and ride, so we want to make sure that everybody feels safe here. So we are always here and always keeping an eye on things. Even through the night, we check on things.
You're watching Best of America by Horseback's visit to Pinecrest Campground and Cabins in Salem, Missouri. Best of America by Horseback is visiting a family-owned and operated horse campground in Missouri's Ozark Mountains, Pinecrest Campground and Cabins in Salem. Guests can access over 100 miles of trails on both private and public lands that can accommodate any level rider. Since purchasing the campground several years ago, owners Ethan and Marie Tuttle have worked hard to clean it up and make many needed repairs. Their hard work has paid off as business has steadily increased, and they have expanded the campground, adding more shaded campsites with electric and water hookups, more covered horse stalls, a playground for the kids, improved the bathhouses, and much more. There are many other activities for those members of the family who do not ride.
We do have Montauk State Park, which is located 3 miles from us. For trout fishing, they do have a restaurant and store. We do have Happy Pappy's that is close to us also, and Glenna makes the best pies around. For all of you that like to canoe or kayak, we do have a couple of outfitters that are close to us in the area. And we also have an off-road park that's just a few miles from us. flat and nasty. Trails for your ATVs, four-wheelers, any off-road vehicle you may have, Jeeps. They even have radio-controlled trails for them. We have a little something for everybody out here. If you enjoy the outdoors, we will find something for you out here.
They have a small general store with ice and firewood for sale, as well as miscellaneous snacks, horse and RV supplies, and t-shirts. They have a rental trailer that sleeps 6, and a small one-room rental cabin with 2 queen beds. For more information on visiting Pinecrest Campground and Cabins in Salem, Missouri, you can log on to their website, pinecrestcampground.com, or call them at 573-548-3322. You can ride with Tom C. and Best of America by Horseback on locations just like this one. We have a full schedule of trips for 2018. Our next trip is in just 10 days to the beautiful Banana Bank Lodge and Resort in warm, sunny Belize. Take that spur-of-the-moment trip with us to Banana Bank Lodge, who has over 100 head of well-bred and trained horses. Ride with Tom in the surrounding jungles through amazing jungle forests with the opportunity to see exotic birds, howler monkeys, and much more. Over the week, you can take tours through Mayan ruins, go tubing through underground caverns, spend an afternoon with Tom visiting the children at the Valley of Peace Christian School, supported by the Best of America by Horseback family, or simply enjoy riding horses and relaxing at this beautiful jungle resort. There is still space available. Then ride with us in sunny Florida at the Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranch in Live Oak. Your attendance will benefit at-risk children with support towards the Youth Ranch's residential campuses, summer camps, and youth outreach programs, all designed to give children the opportunity to face the future with a sense of direction, ability, and hope. Included are filmed trail rides on miles of flat sandy trails, seminars, obstacle course challenge, and wagon rides around the ranch. On April 25th, ride with us in Midway, Alabama at Trails Etc. This trail riding destination has over 60 miles of trails through dense wooded paths, wide open spaces, and plenty of water crossings, all sandy enough for barefoot horses. Ride with us on the Governor's Ride in Alabama at Fay Whittemore Farms, at East Fork Stables in Tennessee for the Tucker Saddles Ride, and in Ohio at Smoke Rise Ranch. Tom C. hosts cattle drives, The Gathering, and Ranch Week at his home in Virginia. And this fall, join us at River Valley Horse Camp and Lodge in Iowa. We will also travel to the enchanted Mackinac Island in Michigan to ride horses with the Mackinac Community Equestrian Center. Ride with us through miles of trails in the Mackinac Island State Park. This quaint island does not allow